StitchChicks. Welcome to Flosstube episode number 2. It is Wednesday, August 7th. We're filming this right after our Know Your Needleworker tag because I think we want to kind of keep our videos a little on the shorter side. So this is going to be our current projects, and then I have some of my finishes. I've been cross-stitching just about 2 years now.
Lake of the Ozark.
Branson. I taught you how to stitch at Lake of the Ozarks.
Yep.
So we were going on a little family weekend trip down to Branson, Missouri. This is before I knew about the fantastic cross-stitch shop that is in Branson. But because I was a card maker, that's not really easy to do in the car. So I went to Michael's and was looking for a craft to do. I used to cross-stitch when I was a kid in the car when we would do road trips. So I picked up a cute little cross-stitch kit and worked on that while we were in Branson. Had a lot of fun doing it. And then when I got home from the trip, I Googled, now what do I do with it? I've got this cross-stitched pineapple. By the way, it's still not finished, fully finished. But what do I do now? And I discovered Flosstube and Vonify for the Twisted Stitcher. I also discovered Needlework Galleria had happened the week before. So I missed out on Needlework Galleria by 1 day. So, but I've been stitching for about 2 years, and then I taught Gracie to cross-stitch, I guess, later that summer.
Like a week later?
We were going on another little trip, and she got to bring a friend, and we got some cute little just emoji learn to stitch kits, and I taught her. So now she's on her 3rd project, and I'm a little farther in. But yeah. So do we want to do current projects first?
I actually remembered where my projects are.
Oh, excellent. Pause for a moment. All right, ready?
Okay.
All right, so are we starting with current projects or finished projects?
We can do current projects.
Current projects, okay. I only brought my favorite current project because I have about 19 whips. Maybe I'll do a whip parade in another video. But my current favorite project that I'm working on is Madame Chantilly's Alice in Wonderland. So here we go. This is where I am. I'm really enjoying this project. I like having the individual characters to work on. So I'm about halfway through a bunny. I've been working on this. This project has been working really well for the School of Magical Stitches homework because there's so many different elements and it's whimsical as well. This current week's homework, it's a change in power, and you have to do 1,000 stitches in a project that you haven't worked on. And it's now Wednesday, and I haven't put a single stitch in because I don't want to work on that project.
Fantasia, maybe?
So it'll probably be
Mary
Fantasia
Poppins.
Music-y, or I may end up working on my one Harry Potter school schedule sampler. And you have to tell why you don't like working on it. Fantasia Mickey, I don't like working on it because it's full coverage. And it's a kit, and it was a terrible kit, which is probably why they stopped making them. It was missing floss, and it was kind of a hot mess. And the school schedule cell for Harry Potter that came out last year was not quite what I had in mind when the patterns came out. To be totally honest, I was expecting more of a Frosted Pumpkin stitchery, Clouds Factory style project, and that's just not what Armada Designs does. And so I'm working on some modified patterns to finish that. I only have 1.5 blocks done, so I'll probably pull that out and try to finish a block by this weekend for my Magical Stitches homework, in which I am a Ravenclaw.
So I'm not in the Magical Stitches group, but I'm a Hufflepuff. So I'm stitching the Hufflepuff Badger.
And we bought this pattern off Etsy, and it's from Stitches Lovers Shop. And the pattern name is excruciatingly long. It's called the House Wizard Counted Cross-Stitch Pattern, Hogswort Houses, Badger, Cute, Magical, Animal, Dash Cross-Stitch Pattern. So
I'm on my third color, so I've gone through black, this like terracotta color, which has the heart and like a bit of the shading down here. And then I've started on the lavender or purple in the foot.
alrighty. Some finished projects that I have and that Gracie has. We haven't fully finished much. I'm just kind of getting into that. I now have a spot where our sewing machine is set up, so we can do some finishing on that. Do you want to go ahead and show yours?
Sure. So I could only find one of my finished projects. It's the emoji. So that's really it. It took me about a year to do this one because I just wouldn't finish the outline because it's a separate colored yellow. And I just was not gonna do that.
And her other project, which we need to locate, she took Harry, Ron, and Hermione and the HP and the lightning bolt elements off the giant Clouds Factory giant Harry Potter pattern that I'm working on. And she made just a smaller little sampler with that. And you're very close, but I think you got a little tangled up in some metallic thread.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. So some recent finishes that I have. Again, this is not fully finished. I have from Hands on the Designs, the Oh Say Can You See? And I did this in the drum format. And I saved it so I have enough fabric that I can do two, at least one, maybe even two more on this same piece of fabric. And mainly called for, I did some substituting, kind of a mix of the called for threads and DMC. I have a Lizzie Kate, a Little Bee, and this is all color and cotton flosses, as I did not have any of the called for colors. So I just sort of matched those up on how it looks. If I thought it matched, I went ahead and did that. I have this one. I actually finished this on 4th of July, and it's Basket of Red, White, and Blue from Shakespeare's Peddler. And I went ahead and I've even got the box, the little drawer, to finish that off. And I found a little foam block at the Dollar Tree that I'm going to use. I've got some batting, and we're going to go ahead and finish that up in the little drawer here. So Basket of White and Blue. I have my cute little cactus, and I think I'm going to finish that on one of those little styrofoam blocks as well, and do a cube finish because it's pretty tiny, and it's just on a little scrap of 14 count yellow Aida. These are actually, I have some fully finished. I had this little kit. I love the little kits that come in magazines. I was going to put a gift card for Mother's Day in here.
That's
but
cute.
Then where I ended up getting it was a big gift certificate. It wasn't a little gift card that fit in the box for my mom. I made a biscornu, and this was called the Funky Fresh Biscornu, and it was out of one of the Cross Stitch magazines. If you're curious, let me know, and I will dig it out, but I don't know what magazine it's out of.
That was from a while ago.
That was one of the first projects I finished.
I think it is the first.
And then it's the first one that I fully finished, absolutely. I have a, let's see, here we go. Dimensions, it's called Be the Light. They're actually candles. I thought they were fireflies, which there are fireflies around it. But it's candles in the jar. I thought it was all fireflies, but it's not, but it's cute. I have another really old Dimensions kit, and it's cardinals. And really all I did, I kind of did some little accents on the tree, and the birds are stitched, but the birch trees were actually printed on the fabric. But I really liked those cardinals. We have a lot of cardinals that live in our yard here. I have this one, and it was a kit from Hobby Lobby, and of course once I was done, I realized it was one of the patterns they stole from Soda Stitch. But I didn't know when I bought it. And I stitched it and I thought it was cute. I did frame it and did not iron it because, well, it's easy enough to pop out and reframe. Here is the elusive pineapple. That was my first re-entry back into cross stitch. Also dimensions kit from Michaels. I stitched this for Gracie. Again, it's not really in the frame because it needs to be ironed. And it had some extra swirlies around it that I took off. But Grace really likes dream catchers, so I stitched this for her. And finally, I have the Frosted Pumpkin Into the Jungle piece. Again, that needs to be ironed, but that is complete as well. So I need to find I'll probably finish that as a frame or maybe a wall hanging. So those are my finishes. I also have a couple Mill Hills. Actually, only one of them's finished. And that is the peppermint candy. And I just finished that the other day as part of my Magical Stitches homework when I was doing 200 stitches in metallic red or beads. So I have that. So those are my finishes for today and my current whip. I learned how to punch needle at Needlework Galleria last year. So I started finished actually a punch needle, and I just need to finish it now. I'm going to turn this into an ornament for our Christmas tree, but all the little Christmas balls and the star are metallic, and I punched that little tree. I really liked it. It was so fast, especially compared to cross stitch. The punch needle was super fast. And have been doing a little bit of sewing. Grace, was this at Christmas time, I think? Was Christmas break?
Probably.
She signed up for a class at our local fabric store to make a pouch, a zippered owl pouch.
This one, but that one.
Just you're not going to take it out. Well, so she signed up for the class, and there were 2 other kids signed up for the class, so they were going to hold it. And when we got there for the class, the other 2 kids never showed up. So I talked to the instructor, and I took the class with Gracie because I didn't know how to put in a zipper. So we made these cute little owl pouches. So I think those are really cute. We used ultra suede for the eyes and little snaps for the pupils. Yeah, we had to hammer those in, and then the little beak. But we got to pick our own fabrics and colors of ultra suede for that. And a little zipper. And we did, I think, is yours the same on the inside? I think we did the same fabrics on the inside. Yeah. So nothing crazy. We didn't learn how to do something separate.
I mean, I know how to do that.
Well, we do now. And then, so it's a cute little succulent. Looks all washed out. How did we figure out to make it not look washed out?
It's because of the lighting, because we're using our house lighting and not studio lighting.
Okay. So then in that same class, we had time, and I had brought more fabric, so I made another little pouch. Of course, it's cooking stuff since I'm a chef, and I did use a different fabric on the inside. Turned out a little smaller than I had hoped, but, you learn as you go on. And I've made a few other ones. I did what I like to call a cheater project bag. So I have this one. Which I think is super fun. But it was a table runner that I cut in half and then just turned into a pouch for my projects. I really like that one. I didn't put any sort of closure on that one. This is another cheater. It was, again, a project bag, but a table runner. But I want to put a little Velcro closure on this one. I added a little lace. It's in there. Oh, yeah. And then I jumped right on into the vinyl front. Project bags, so I have to take my pattern out because it is facing pattern out. I made a butterfly bag, vinyl front, and it's got a little pink lining. And then I made my Mary Englebright bag. I had this fun Mary Englebright fabric, and it's the cherries on the inside, and I made a little beaded zipper pull to match the colors. And then I made this zipper back, which is a gray aqua lime paisley, and it has a coordinating polka dot on the inside. And again, I made a little zipper pull out of some charms that I had left over from when I made cards and jewelry. And I've gone on a little bit of a shopping spree for charms at Michael's because they're so fun just to add to your little bags. Okay, I think that's all I have for this time. Do you have anything else to add?
I don't. So remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and have a nice day.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.